Welcome to another episode of Project Dirty Willie. In this episode, we're going to get steering wheel controls. Like I said, in this episode, we're going to do steering wheel controls, and we're also going to show you how to keep your factory USB inside of your console if you switched over to an aftermarket radio like we did. So you may have seen little pieces and parts of how to do this in a previous video. This is for a Jeep JK that has existing steering wheel controls. This isn't going to add steering wheel controls if you don't have them. This is basically just going to let us keep the steering wheel controls that we already have in conjunction with the new head unit that we installed. And again, that was a previous video. If you haven't seen that, go back and check that out. So here we have our steering wheel control interface. This is the ASWC-1 from Axxess, or basically Metra. We're gonna go ahead and pop it open and see what we have here. When you order one of these, go onto their website and there's a vehicle specific guide, and you can print it out and it'll tell you what wires you need to tap into for your vehicle. And it'll give you a list of radios that it does support. Some radios you will have to manually program into this. So here's everything that you get. You also get, just your not necessarily instructions sheet, because this basically just tells you, they call it instructions, but it just tells you to go to the website and get the instructions. Most head units will use this little 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, basically. And if they don't use that, they supply you with this little coupler, and it splits off into two. And then your other style head units use 2 wires. In order to integrate this in, wire that's going to go to the head unit, and then power that's going to go to a switched source, so it comes on when you turn on the key, a ground, and then I'll have to look on my sheet over there, but I remember one of them was a pink wire that will tap into our factory wiring, and there was, I can't remember what the other one was, but I've got it written down over there, but let's just grab this one for the sake of it. So we're only actually going to be using 5 out of all these wires, so the rest of this will actually kind of tuck away nice and neat and integrate this into our radio harness. But like I said, if you go to their website, you can get vehicle specific install instructions, and it will tell you what wires you need to tap in where. As for the wiring, it's going to be pretty simple. You got your power and your ground. It's going to tell you what 2 colors on the module need to go to what 2 wires on your vehicle. And then depending on your radio, you'll either use your 3.5 millimeter, or you'll use this little adapter and use the 2 wires or just the 1 wire. It automatically programs that it senses the vehicle and all of that stuff in your head unit and everything. We'll see if it actually does that. So I'm going to go ahead and get our harnesses and everything put together. And like I said, I'm not really going to show that because it's just basically connecting power and ground. The ground, I'm just going to connect in with the rest of the harness. The power is going to go in with the switched, and then the other 2 get connected once we're in the vehicle, and one of these gets connected. So now, to connect up our steering wheel control module, we have the module, and we have our vehicle specific instructions. Our harness is all made up and taped all together so we don't have wires going everywhere, and we have our last 2 wires to connect for the steering wheel control module. You have a power and a ground, like I said before, that tie into just the switched power and the ground for your radio. And then this is the harness for the module itself. And then you get your vehicle specific instructions, and you find out what 2 wires that you need, and then it tells you which wires they connect to. And it's telling us we need to connect the pink wire to pin 13 on the head unit. And then it also says that I need the pink, or the blue with the pink stripe. I need that wire to go to pin number 2 in the harness. I'm just doing this temporarily. I'm going to go through here and actually solder and heat shrink and everything. I just want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And once you have that connected, you can go ahead and plug in your module. And I'm going to go ahead and plug in the radio and show you that when you turn on your key, you just get a bunch of blinking lights on this really quick, and most of the time it will program itself. If it doesn't, then you can refer to the instructions that they give you. So along with the steering wheel controls, like I said, we're doing the steering wheel control and how to keep your USB that's inside your console. And you need this little cable here. Here is the packaging for it. Same company that makes the steering wheel control module. What you need to do on your Jeep is you'll see this box here, and it'll have two 7mm bolts in it. I've already taken those out, and you'll need to take out this single little mini USB plug down here. I'm not sure if you can actually see that. There we go. Very bottom of the screen here. And you'll take your new cable and just plug onto this. And then this will connect to the USB of your head unit, and you'll be able to retain your factory USB. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get everything plugged in, and then we'll be able to turn on our key, and our module should start to program itself. I don't have the antenna or anything, or the amps or anything like that hooked up right now, so it's not making any sound, but as you can see, I got the steering wheel controls hooked up and working.